Hello everybody. I decided for a particular reason to be reunited with an old friend here. This is the Estetica Sage in a 1488M. M just means the cap has been modified. The cap is a lighter color because of the color of the blonde. It seems like every time they'll discontinue a wig, and then the one you love, like Beltress Kona, are they nuts? They discontinued Kona. And then they come out later with a wig that's very, very similar or almost identical, maybe with a tweak or two, and they charge you $200 more than the last one. That's what happened with the Tress Little Chloe, turned into Charlie. The price went from $180 to $400 something. It's crazy. But you know what? I thought, it's about time to explore some old friends here. I have owned Estetica Sage in 826H. And what else? There was an 1426H, which is a dark blonde, a little ash in it. Now this is 1488M. Forget the M. That's just the cap is lighter because the color of the hair. And let me turn it around first and let me show you, and then we'll talk about Sage here. Okay. She's cute. She has a lace front and a monofilament part on the left, of course. It's always the way it is, right? Let me show you this lace front, okay? Not too shabby, is it? Not too shabby. And of course the left mono part is got a good bit of space up there. 1488 is this is not a color spotlight or anything, but 1488 is just a, they have the rooted version. This is the non-rooted version. Yay! Non-rooted 1488M. It may read gold on this. I don't know what it is about the lighting here. It's just a natural light. I'll try to make sure it shows the way it looks to me in person in editing if I possibly can. But it shows a little bit more gold in it than it truly has. I think the 1488 is pretty much a neutral blonde. It's not overly gold, it's not really ashy, it's like it's got a blend. And 1426 is maybe slightly more, have a little bit more ash in it than 1488. I don't know. Anyway, it's a beautiful light blonde, and it's similar to Frosty Blonde HL in Tressalure. So, I don't know. Let me tell you, people are going to ask, what about the permatease? Well, first of all, it does have an extended nape, but it's an open nape with the little hook adjusters that you hook in this little spots. I would say when you get it to a spot that you know is exactly right for you, you maybe put a stitch across that hook and make sure just kind of sew it in there a little bit so it can't pull out. They don't really bother me. If I had one that really bothered me, I would probably just sew it there. I've had Haven and I've had Kennedy recently. Now, after what has happened with Beltress recently and the Tony Beverly Starley I had, I just don't know about our choices. Our choices are going to have to be revisit old friends like Sage here. There's nothing wrong with Sage. I mean, the two that I had in Haven and the Kennedy in the same color, they were both, they fit pretty large on me. This one seems to fit a little different. Now that's just one of those variations, right? Estetica tends to be a little bit roomy, but this one actually fits me quite well. I did bring the hooks in so they were, within a couple of spaces of each other, on each side. So they're not in all the way, and it still fits pretty secure. I kind of wish I hadn't sold those in a way, because I got them for such a song. I thought, you know what? Now that after Beltress's disingenuous, oh, that's not a defect, bang, and the defective Starleys that I have seen from Tony Beverly, I just don't know if I'm gonna keep trying to be the new styles. Beltress has discontinued so many styles, it's ridiculous, and brought so many new ones. And the thing is, they're so much more expensive. I guess they just feel like if they raise the price of their older styles instead of just discontinuing them, that nobody would pay that for that. Well, nobody's going to pay that for the for the new ones either. I'm sorry, when I see a $700 price tag on a wig, even if it's hand tied, it kind of chokes me. I won't pay that. So this was a clearance wig. I got this out of clearance, which is, I always get out of clearance. I haven't been able to find anything on eBay lately. I mean, people are holding on to their pieces. They really are. Now, people are going to ask me about the permatease. Yeah, it's got permatease, okay? Now, I've seen some people say, oh, does it have permatease? And somebody go, oh, no, it doesn't have permatease. That's not the only place permatease lives. It lives a lot of times at the nape. If you have a style that they need to lift off of the neck, they'll put permatease down there, okay? There's some permatease at the bottom. It's not as bad as some Gabors I've had. There's some permatease right through here. There's permatease up here, but I think there's more permatease right here and at the nape than there is on the top, per se. I don't find it bothers me that much. Now, if it makes it extremely poofy, if there's a lot of permatease and it makes it unnaturally bouffant, I don't want that, obviously. This doesn't bother me. Like I said, I've had sage in 2 other colors before, and I've just kind of abandoned Estetica because of the size of the caps. But, you know, this one fits pretty well. So it's almost like you have to take a gamble sometimes. Now, this gamble didn't cost me nearly as much as some of the other gambles that you take when you buy a brand new piece that's just been released and the prices are way up into the stratosphere. I think the older styles are worth a relook because sometimes they improve those a little bit. So, yeah, this blonde is just really pretty. It's really pretty. And I don't know why people don't like, they insist on roots. I mean, look at this. This is fine. I don't know what's wrong with that. What's wrong with that? Nothing, in my opinion. Nothing. So there you go. A non-rooted blonde. Off the collar, off the shoulders. This right here, this length is perfect. And the best thing about sage, in my opinion, one of the best things, is it's not heat friendly. I don't want to mess with my wigs. I don't want to have to mess with my wigs. I want the style to be the style. Now, then they say, oh, an unnatural shine. I don't think this has unnatural shine. If you're used to processing your hair over years, it tends to become dull. And so anything with shine, you think, oh, plastic. Some people would. But all I see sometimes when I look at one of these wigs, it doesn't look like doll's hair. It looks like the shine of a healthy 5-year-old girl. You know, that beautiful sheen in the hair that it just looks like glowing health. That's what this looks like to me. Seriously, it really does. So, so far I'm pleased with Miss Sage. I'll turn around again and show you Sage. I wore this blue top to hopefully give you a better idea of what it looks like. Oh, and and a clip, you know, just clip it back up here if you want to clip it back. You know, clip back on one side or both sides. It'll tuck. It'll tuck. So I don't think the density, it's not a heavy density at all. It's not excessive permatease. Yes, there is permatease up here, and there's permatease at the nape, but I don't find it as excessive as, say, Gabor Soft and Subtle. That thing was a permatease bomb. It's like wearing insulation on your head. Fiberglass insulation. So anyway, there you go. There's Sage. Reconsider the old friends, okay? Because, I mean, unless your purse is fatter than mine, or you want to spend more, I don't think there's a reason to. There's so many wigs. Think about the hundreds and hundreds of wigs and all these brands that have been out and that are tried and true. Now, they could discontinue this at any time. They discontinued Beltress Conan. I thought that was one of their best styles. It was curly. It was nice and wavy. And it was above the shoulders, and it was just a beautiful wig. And there that goes. But now they've got Newport, which is similar to that, and similar to maybe John or No January. Not exactly, but close enough. It's close enough. And this is not nearly as expensive. Not nearly as expensive. Same features. Now, yes, this lace front ends here, okay? The lace front ends at the temples. It does. It does. Okay, it does. That's okay. But and now if you pull back and you see a seam here, now this has enough hair on the earpiece, I think. But if you see this little seam right here, now on the other side it doesn't show as much. Just take you now this because this had a very light colored cap, it would show a little bit more. Get some eyeshadow or something that's very similar to the color of this hair right here, and just dab it on there if you have to. I mean, it seems like it's very common in wigs that have temple to temple lace fronts. So, hope this helps you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.